So if you've been struggling to hit your 4,000 watch hours, you feel like you've been posting, you've been consistent enough, and yet you are not able to achieve this, then this video is definitely for you. So I'm about to show you the easiest and fastest way for you to grow your watch hour in 2026. Yes, I mentioned 2026 because what worked in early 2025 is no longer obtainable in 2026, right? So for you to get this watch hour, you have to be strategic, and then you have to be careful about the things you do and the things you do not do. So by the end of this video, you will know eventually how to boost or increase your watch hour, right? Now, it's no longer news that the best way for you to increase your watch hour is through live stream. However, the way you've been live streaming in 2025 is not the same way you would live stream in 2026 if you eventually want to get monetized. Way back in early 2025, people were using silent live stream, like people were using even just pictures, static pictures. They will stream it for up to 11 hours and they will eventually get monetized, but that is no longer obtainable in 2026. If you feel you are a faceless channel, you feel like you don't want to put your face out there even though you want to live stream, then I'm sure you would want to watch this video to the very end. The last point I'm going to be dropping is definitely going to be for faceless channel. Okay, now let's get right into the video. So in this video, I'm going to explain 2 ways in which you can go on live, 2 ways in which you can stream. The first one, I'm going to talk about channels that show their faces. Then the second one, I'm going to talk about faceless channels. If you have a YouTube channel and then you're already putting your face out there, you're already making sit-down video, the best way you can increase your watch hour is by you going on live, like interacting with your audience. Let them get to know you more, let them get to see your face more often. You know, this helps to kind of build a kind of strong bond between you and your audience. Now, despite putting your face on camera, most people want to go on live, but they have one simple challenge. And what is the challenge? They basically do not know what to talk about, right? And the good news is this: YouTube rolled out a feature that can help this set of people. Like, you want to be on live and then still be busy and still engage with your audience. When you go on live, just below you will see a gaming feature where you can be playing game and then still be talking with your audience. Now, as you are playing the game, the audience, they are seeing you, they're also seeing the game you are playing. Like, this keeps the whole environment engaging. Like, you can be playing the game and then just be running commentary on it and also be talking to your audience. This tends to kind of like keep you busy and then makes you not to run out of ideas and what have you. However, it's important to know that this feature has not been rolled out to everybody. Like, some people confirm that they have seen it, while some confirm that they have not yet seen it. But however, just keep going live and then be checking, because it's only when you go live that you would be able to know or properly check if this feature has been rolled out to you. So another way you can avoid running out of ideas through live streaming is you basically showing your day-to-day activity, right? So you can just put your camera and then basically vlog your lifestyle, you know, your indoor activities. As you're going out, you vlog. However, please very sure that as you are streaming, that no music is playing on the background. You see this particular one, I am very careful with it. Like, come to think about it, you know, I almost fell down the other day. Why? Because I was live streaming and then immediately I heard a phone ring. If you see the way I jumped, why? Because I am trying as much as possible not to have a copyright strike, because as simple as a 5-second copyrighted music can ruin your whole live streaming. You can be live streaming for 5 hours and then someone just gets to play a music, even just for 2 seconds. I'm telling you, that can ruin your live stream. But it's important that whenever you are live streaming, you should also try to monitor it, so that whenever you detect things like this, you can quickly end the live stream, you know, before you get a strike. Do you understand? So how do I fix this? Whenever I'm live streaming and then I get to hear any sound like music or whatsoever, the first thing I get to do is to mute my mic. Like, first of all, I mute my mic and then I go ahead to end that live streaming if I notice that, okay, yes, it's actually a music, it's actually a copyrighted music. Or even if I'm not sure that it's a copyrighted music, but yes, I know that it's a music, I'm just going to end that live. Like, I don't even have time to start explaining. I don't have time to start doing like I'm ending that live stream right away. And then for the faceless channel, come here. Okay, particular method works best for those who do not want to put out their face out there, but then they want to stream. Okay, now you can basically try to get like maybe a short clip of what you do. You know, it can be like a 30 seconds or 1 minute video which you can loop, right? So, or even an image. Some people use static image, but then I'm going to explain this, so listen carefully. Don't go and say I asked you to use an image without listening to the very end. Okay, now, so even if you are using an image or you are using like a short clip that you want to loop, for you to be able to loop a static image, you can use green screen or you can do screencast. Basically for me, the green screen feature is not on my own phone, so if I want to do this, what I do is I screencast. So when you want to go on live, you will see where they'll ask you to turn on the screencast, so I just go ahead to turn it on. This screencast also worked for you looping your videos, right? So you can just have like a 30-second video, and all you have to do is to just loop it, and then it will be playing. Now here is the important information I want to share. Way back in early 2025, YouTube was monetizing channels that used to do silent live stream. Like, you can just have an image and then put it there for hours, and then you can just do this for maybe like 4 or 5 times, gather your watch hour, and you will be monetized. But in 2026, YouTube is no longer monetizing channels just like that. There are certain things that YouTube looks out for in your video before they monetize you, and I'm going to be mentioning them. One, if you ever want to live stream without showing your face, the first thing I'm going to ask you to do is make sure that you are talking, that they can feel like your physical presence. Like, even though you are not present, let them hear your voice. Let them hear you talk. Okay, so you can just basically be welcoming your audience. You can read out the question you have there. If you are using like a puzzle, do you get? Read out the question, ask them where they are watching from. Just make sure you keep it engaging. That doesn't mean you have to talk all through, so you can talk at intervals. After talking, you turn off your mic, then you come. Just make sure that that particular live stream is engaging despite the fact that you are not there. Okay, so that they will feel your presence. They will feel that, okay, this is not low effort, like somebody is actually there monitoring the live stream. If you can show your face, honestly, I would ask you to turn on your camera and show your face at intervals. Like, if you are screencasting, there's a place where you can turn off your camera, right, and then also turn it on. So at intervals, I will ask you to just come in showing your face, like some body movements and all that. This actually helps, so that we'll see that there is a human presence. Do you understand? Way back in 2025, YouTube used to monetize videos that are low effort, but if you do that in 2026, I'm telling you, you are working on a very thin thread, right? So if you ever want to live stream, don't make it silent. Do you understand? Try as much as possible to talk, and if you can, show your face, because if YouTube feels that your content is low effort, or they suspect that this live stream was done just for the purpose of getting watch hour without any human engagement, without any no talking, like no face, I'm telling you, YouTube can easily flag that. So to be on the safe side, because you don't want to get with your channel, right? You actually do not want to get, because imagine you staying that long to get monetized, staying that long, you know, to gather your watch hours, and then you being hit with reused content or low effort or repetitive content and all that. So you actually do not want that. The thing with live stream is the longer the better. Do you understand? Now imagine that you are in a live stream of 1 hour, and then you have 10 people that stayed with you, like that stayed with you from the beginning to the end. That is what clean 10 hours. However, it's important to note that that isn't the case most of the time, right? You will see people coming in and going. Sometimes you'll see 10, 20, 30, 40. It will drop, it will increase. So that is basically how it works. People will come, people will leave, other people will come, and then you will see the number basically fluctuating like that. And then it's important to know that the longer you stay live streaming, the more hours you tend to gather, right? So as much as possible, I would advise you to stream for longer period if you have the ability, if you have the time and capacity. Now another thing, if you feel like you want to live stream but you do not know what to say, you know, you can just go to ChatGPT and then ask it for ideas. Okay, then when you come on live, the first thing I will even advise you to do is to pin a question on your live. You can ask them, where are you watching from, or what is your favorite color? Do you understand? Just things to keep them engaged, so that as they are coming, they are seeing that question. Like, even without you talking, they are already seeing it. You see them, they will start answering you in the comment section, and then from the comment section you get people getting to ask you questions, and then before you know it, questions upon questions upon questions, and you might not even be able to exhaust the whole question even before you end your live stream. If you want to go on live, I will advise you to learn how to go on live strategically. What do I mean by this? Now, do not just go on live because you saw Mr. A going on live. Have a book for this. Try out different days, try out different times, and then find what works best for you. The fact that Monday works for me does not mean that Monday will work for you. Your audience might be more active on Friday evenings, you get. So that is why you have to try out different times, and then as you are trying each time, be writing the day, be writing the time you started going live, write how many hours you actually stayed, and then write the number of people that actually came into your live stream. What was the peak number of audience you have? Do you understand? Now, when you do this for like a week or two, from the data you already gathered, you would be able to know when is the best time for you to go on live and for you to achieve maximum result. Because I'm actually sure you do not want to waste your data and then go on live and then people are not coming, people are not watching. So that is why you have to go on live strategically. So to conclude this video, I would want to know, what has been your biggest challenge when it comes to gaining watch hour? Drop it in the comment section and I will definitely be responding to you. That being said, if you know you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification bell. Until next time when I come again, thank you so much for watching.